Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, before I proceed, I also publish on Rumble and I'm on these social sites and everything here. So, we got some interesting things to go about. Supposedly Intel is going to discontinue the A770 6GB, 16GB limited edition. This is just for the reference card from Intel. Because the AIB's companies will still be able to launch this card. So the Acer Predator Bifrost and Gunir Phantom Black and White. Not much variants, but still it is available to buy. We got here product change notification from Intel and everything. This GPU at the price point that it is at now, I'm not sure exactly because a lot of the GPUs have been falling out in price. It's still a competitive one. It's very good at 1080p and of course entry-level 1440p. It's got their own like upscaling technology also. It's very good. Some people tell it's way better than FSR. It's on par with NVIDIA's DLSS stuff here. But yeah, it's still a very good competitive card. I think they are going to continue to lower the prices little by little, try to maintain competitive with the lowering prices on the like the mid-range to entry-level GPUs from AMD and NVIDIA. But yeah, it's only the reference card that it's going to be discontinued. So not much here to talk about here. If it comes some deals for sure, I will try to pay attention on it and give you any updates regarding that. Now we got a lot of AMD stuff to go through. Supposedly the XTX, the 7900 XTX is dropping in price a lot. We got some XFX and Sapphire ones. This is Amazon stuff. I think it's mainly US market here. A lot of coupons to be able to get this kind of $98 to $100, which is a lot. This makes the XTX very competitive here. It's on par with the 48 in terms of performance, at least rasterized, and heavy ray tracing things like games. It doesn't compete basically with the 4080 because yeah, the RTX performance on this 7000 series GPUs is on par with the 30 series from NVIDIA, basically in terms of ray tracing workloads that they can handle. But yeah, a lot of discounts around a little bit below $900, and even the XT1, the 7900 XT pulse for around $720, and this also has the Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Survivor game bundle included in this coupon. So even if you don't use the coupon, you can get still the game, which if you had value on that, it gets a little bit more cheaper, so around $60 if you take any value on that game. The game it's kind of improvement on the previous one. But yeah, 7900 XT, it's way better at this price point still. With $900 MSRP, this card should be around between $650 to $700. The MSRP should be around that price, but at this price it's way better. It's more competitive. It's an excellent 1440p, just rams through everything, and like a decent 4K, mainly because of the 20 gigabytes VRAM that it has. But the XCX is pretty good. It should be around $800, give or take. It should the price should be, the MSRP should be at launch like $850, give or take, taking into account like the market conditions and everything. But still, it's a very decent and competitive price. I managed to watch this one from Hardware Unboxed. They usually do like, I don't know if it's monthly. I think it's almost a monthly thing that they try to keep up with GPU kind of variations in price. They managed to do this, but like a day after or 2 days after, this kind of deals from Amazon starting to go through, and it's a little it's not updated, but yeah, we're starting to see. I think it's because of the summer thing, and because, if not mistaken, if not by the end of this month, the July, the JD kind of festival. It's like an Amazon in China. They will start doing their festival there, and supposedly should be going to get more price drops, at least in that site, so it might well translate on the other markets. We already saw, like in the Chinese market, a lot of prices dropped like a few weeks ago, so it's trickling down to the other markets, which is good, even though you have to wait a little bit more. But yeah, these prices are pretty good, way better even than Nvidia, because the 4080 it's around $1,100, if not mistaken, give or take, even with discounts. So this makes a very more enticing deal to go through. Of course, unless you are more a professional guy that needs the certain applications that take advantage better of the Nvidia ones. Yeah, I think it's a buy. If it maintains at this price, I think it's a buy. Even taking into account that the prices are very high, but this is like their high end, and we don't know yet very well how it's going to be with the 7800 XT, but we shall see. Sorry. Regarding AMD, they are still going to invest like $135 million in Xilinx expansion. This is more for like expanding the R&D and engineering operations. Regarding Xilinx, I think it's they acquired this company a while ago, if it's not mistaken. This has to do a lot with more like professional variants of their GPUs. I think the technology from Xilinx, I think it's a lot about memory stuff. I don't know if it is like the Infinity Fabric has some kind of deal regarding Xilinx. But yeah, this might be good news, so they can advance more technologies and get better at whatever they need to be good at, and trickle down on gaming GPUs. I think this might be good news, because in this kind of economic downturn, having companies investing on R&D, I think it's a positive sign, because it indicates that they are willing to do some investments in long-term goals, because R&D will take always time, and of course engineering operations, it's for, I suppose, fabrications and everything. But yeah, it's good news. Now for the bad news. I've been seeing some videos yesterday, because this started popping up yesterday here with WCCF Tech, regarding like missing, this is the upscaling, DLSS and FSR titles. They're going about it because firstly, when this the upscaling technology, basically they were between FSR after DLSS, they tried to compete for exclusivity on that technology. But after like a few games launched, they basically reached the conclusion, if you try to block that technology, it's not going to go well. Even though DLSS to a certain point, it's better from all the analysis that I've been seeing. It handles better the upscaling thing. But yeah, we are supposedly, there is a list, this list here of games, and it seems to be that we got a lot of FSR titles without the DLSS introduction. I will pick up here the table because it's easier to see. A lot of them, including Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Dead Island 2, Callisto Protocol, Saints Row, Sniper Elite, Far Cry 6, and Resident Evil Village. So, how should I go about it? They try to make a clarification with AMD, and basically they give a non-answer. Here's the statement here. Clarify, there are community sites that track implementation of upscaling tech. And the question, sorry, it's if they was very, I think it was, we don't have the question, the quote of the question here, but they say because to a certain point, because this company speak, corporate speak, depends on how you make the question, they can dodge a little bit here and there, but I will assume that the question was pretty direct, if it is old, because it has to do with bundles. I don't know if it is like time exclusive, because this is recent launches, but let's assume that the question was if AMD it's with the games that are kind of bundled or announced in partnership with AMD FSR technology if they are blocking the implementation of DLSS. That's my assumption of the question that was asked, or something in these lines. And they basically didn't answer, so didn't they dodged the question basically, and they only say that there are sites that keep track of this implementation of this technology. They're saying if FSR is an open source technology, supports variety GPU architectures, blah blah blah. AMD is committed in doing the best for game developers and gamers, and we give developers the flexibility to implement FSR into whichever games they choose. This part here doesn't respond directly, but supposedly if they are giving developers the flexibility to implement FSR into whichever games they choose, supposedly can answer the question. And again, that's why it would be more helpful if we saw the email of how they try to communicate the question, because it might answer the question, because they are not this is not a proper answer if the question is very direct. It's a little bit how you're going about. That's why corporate speak can be a little tricky. You need to make like simple and direct questions. I don't know how they're going about it with the question itself, but it is what it is. In the table here you can see they're still not implemented, even though the games were launched basically this year and by the end of the previous year. Some of them don't even have like any of like World of Warcraft. It's an old game with an old engine, so it's not going to support upscaling technology. The Battlefield didn't when it launched didn't support FSR because FSR was not even available at the time. Halo Infinite neither. So these ones in red, it's the ones that have FSR and don't have DLSS. I don't know how it works internally. NVIDIA responded the same question, saying that does not and will not block, restrict, disencourage, or hinder developers of implementing other upscaling technology. So basically they were more direct. So I suppose that's why I assumed the question was very direct. It was not an answer, and if they are to a certain point, because I don't know if developers, if they want like an exclusive thing, if they have to pay it for it to make, or if the NVIDIA or AMD just pay for exclusivity on the implementation of the technology. I don't know how it works. I didn't see in the articles here any mention of how usually they might go about these kind of things. I don't know if it has anything to do with publisher deals, because I don't know if Callisto Protocol, I don't know by heart what kind of publishers are from these games. So publishers, this is Ubisoft game, Resident Evil is Capcom, Callisto Protocol, I don't remember which one exactly, Saints Row, I don't remember also, neither, Sniper Elite, Resident Evil is Capcom also, so the both Resident Evils, I don't know if they have like in terms like a deal, time exclusive, something like that. Star Wars, it's EA, so I don't know if these big ones make like exclusive deals or not, so I'm not sure how they're going about it, this kind of deals, but if there is like behind the scenes something regarding like blocking to a certain point the implementation or delaying the implementation of certain technologies, even though the workaround is through modding, because there is a lot of mods injecting DLSS in these games that officially don't support. It's not a good news for us gamers to have this kind of shenanigans happening, if it is true. I just hope more clarification comes from part of AMD. And yeah, I saw which ones. I saw Not an Apple Fan video regarding this. Daniel something, the guy with the GPU stuff. I saw some videos regarding this. Daniel Oman, sorry, forgot his name. Daniel Oman, I will not assume that there is shenanigans happening, and I'm not going to enrage. I always give the benefit of doubt regarding this one. I just hope more clarifications will come up in the near future. If not, we just need to make some pressure and for more further clarification regarding this issue. because the technology itself in certain scenarios, at least my personal take is that they are good in certain scenarios. I don't care very much about this technology of upscaling. I think if you buy a GPU that supposedly handles 4K, you should be able to play 4K rasterized, or even with RTX, something like that, without even the need to upscale. Yeah, and usually a lot of developers or publishers, depending on the game itself, they are using upscaling technology to try to make like a crutch for better performance in gaming. And that's why I think this upscaling technology is not good. It's good for example, consoles. It's been on consoles for a long time. In consoles you don't play 4K, you play upscaling. So that's why, and I think in Final Fantasy 16 there are some scenarios on performance-wise where it's rendering 720p and then upscaling to 4K. So a lot of stuff happening there. But yeah, this is the bad news here. Kind of a bad news because you don't have like a clarification regarding this situation. But again, everything I will leave links on the description regarding everything that I've been talking about, so you can check better and get a better read through. Regarding EA, they are splitting up into like EA games. It's going to be divided in EA Entertainment and EA Sports here. This lady, which was a former Chief Studios Officer and EA Worldwide Studios lead, is going to lead the EA Entertainment side, and then the guy, this Vince Zampella, it was from Respawn, is going to serve as a head of the rest of the things, the sports stuff. So baseball, F1, PGA, Tour, NHL, all these kind of games. It's going to be under the sports stuff. So I guess it's more, so they can focus more on monetized things, I think, because usually these early yearly kind of launches, it's basically to suck up money to everybody. This part of EA Entertainment, I think they are going to try to get more in other media formats also. Mainly, for example, like the Star Wars stuff and licensing things. I think with this kind of separation, they might be able to, I don't know, corporate world how it works, but I think they might be able to do something more than games. At least is my perception from this, or else there wasn't any reason to split up in the EA games into EA Entertainment and EA Sports. I think it's more about between the entertainment and of course the sports effect of, I think it's also the thing of profitability and revenue stuff, so they can check up the thing here for the shareholders that the EA Sports is awesome and EA Entertainment it's more a varied portfolio of things. I don't know, but it's my take from this, at least from what I'm reading here. And we were talking about FSR and DLSS. There is a mod that fixes the occlusion culling, white flashes, and ray tracing, and of course it's injecting also DLSS here. The mods are here on the article here, and yeah, people are don't want to wait for DLSS implementation on the game, so they are doing mods to introduce this. And finally, we got here some Metal Gear Solid kind of things here happening. There was the Nintendo Direct, I think, that mentioned the Master Collection of Metal Gear Solid to come up to Nintendo Switch. I always forget the Nintendo thing here. So I didn't understand very well how they're going about it, because Master Collection Volume 1, supposedly it's going to have Metal Gear Solid, the 99 one, the Sons of Liberty one, and the Snake Eater. And then afterwards, there's going to be also a Volume 2. I managed yesterday to go to Steam and wishlist all these free games. These free games were searchable, and I wishlist them. And today, they disappeared out of Steam. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it is something to do with this, because supposedly now it's going to have like Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. I don't know how they're going to are separating this stuff. Supposedly, Volume 2 may include the Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of Patriots was still now till today it's exclusive to PlayStation 3. There is like no remakes, I think. On their website, they are this is like a rumor because they went about the official website of Konami and they managed to find out like a timeline of the games where they occur, and they saw some things regarding Metal Gear Solid 4 there. I don't know how they are going about it. It's going to launch on 24th of October, this Master Collection thing. I don't know. I don't know why it disappeared. I just already the Snake Eater is there on Steam. I already wishlisted. I will leave the link on the Steam page there. And when I have more news regarding this, because if they are doing a Master Collection Volume 1, Volume 2, I don't know what kind of bundles they are going to make. But yeah, it's a little bit strange, but when I have more detailed information, I will let you know. Seems a little bit weird that yesterday was available on Steam to wishlist and now it disappeared. No wishlist, no nothing. I cannot find these games by themselves. I mean, these free ones. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with the Final Fantasy 16 review is up. Seems pretty good. No tactical RPG, they maintain like the combat very similar to Final Fantasy 15. And the consensus, at least on independent reviewers, not on those wokish kind of things. I saw some articles complaining that there is no diversity and everything. I don't know. Another ramble for another time. Seems it's around 9 out of 10, give or take the scores. The gameplay seems excellent and the replayability seems pretty good. You can take like the things that you upgrade, the abilities and everything. For the second one, the enemies are stronger. It has like an increased difficulty where they switch up like spawns and the difficulty of the spawns in themselves. Yeah, the story and setting seem pretty good. I heard that it has like very similarities like Game of Thrones like tone on the story, and it's more people compared a little bit almost like a Devil May Cry influence on the gameplay and the battle mechanics there. They said that also like the monster battles, I think it's Aeon they call it, I'm not sure. They are very, very cinematic, and it's not an open world game, but it's more like big open areas from what I understood. And yeah, it seems the consensus seems that the game is very excellent. I will leave. I cannot manage to find the YouTube one, even though it's here. I have some issues like replaying here on the site, but I will leave, of course, the link in the description of the article here. And lastly, some gaming deals. The Long Dark, 25% off on the Survival Edition, around $15, which is very good. Or if you want the Quiet Apocalypse bundle, which basically has everything, 41. It's a little bit too much, but yeah, it seems very good. I played this when it's like early access, I think. Or I saw some gameplay. I know I saw some gameplay. It was like very empty at the time, but they did some amazing upgrades. They added a story mode. A lot of DLC has to do with story and mechanic-wise stuff, and it's of course very positive. And I think it's an excellent game if you like this kind of survival, open-world survival crafting game. I think it has good mechanics there in survival. The cold, you have to make shelter every day because it has like a day-night cycle. I think it's very good. I recommend it a lot. There is no demo, no. And this one there is no demo. Maybe you buy the survival edition which has like survival mode standalone product, or yeah, the winter mute story mode. I think it's the one that you want. if not mistaken. Because of the price, it has like this add-on of the story mode. It's basically the same price, and then if you want, you just buy the add-ons. It's my take from this one. But yeah, I recommend this game. We got Dredge, Lovecraftian kind of exploration with some story, Lovecraftian themed story here. 20% off, or the deluxe edition. Like, it's $30, but I think it's well worth it. It got 9 out of 10s all over the place. Very good. We got Blasphemous here, and this one also, The Escapists. Okay. Got also this deal if you want. But yeah, this is on my wish list of wanted to play, and of course 95% and up on approval from users that are playing this game. And lastly, Blasphemous. We got a demo for this one, and you can buy it in the 75% off, basically, because yeah, it doesn't have like DLC, so it's like $7. It's, if you like pixel graphics, Metroidvania with Dark Souls combat in 2D format, this is the game for you. I only heard very good things of this game. The Blasphemous 2 is going to launch this year, I think, if not mistaken. But yeah, I'll leave links on these games. And basically this is it for today, guys. I'm going to wrap up with my GoGetFundMe for me to upgrade my PC and do all the things for my private clients, and of course resuming everything in my free spare time for the daily news, scripted content, gameplay series, all that stuff. And all of that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.